Hello, people. Hello, hello. How are you all doing? Let me just get rid of the music. I actually quite like the music, though. I don't know if you can hear me properly over the music, because it's kind of loud. But we shall see. How's everyone doing? It's another day. It's another stream. Another stream. I think I might be enjoying this game a little bit. I think I might be enjoying this game a little bit. Hey Wes! Hey Lindsay! Hey Emma! Hey Christine, how you doing? How are we all doing on this fine Sunday? I was going to say Wednesday. It's not Wednesday. Right, shall we get rid of the music? So the music seems to rather enthusiastically turn itself back on every time you restart the game, which I'd completely forgotten. So yeah, I hadn't really realised it was even playing that. Yeah, I'm good, Wes. I'm good. A little tired, a little bit jaded. Lots of caffeine has been consumed in the last 48 hours. So we're going to do some building. Is the right camera? Game and cam. That should be it. Come on, game, wake up. You're definitely there. There you go. Yeah, I'm good. I'm definitely good. Right, so if you saw the thumbnail there, this is the start of a new thing. I played on a little bit since last night. I need to remember to record as well. So let me get that out of the way now. Please don't break my game. Please don't break my game. Alright, let's remember to do this. Cool. Right, so I've made some changes since last night. I obviously removed the massive trees. No, I have not made any big trees. So I have started off basically. I'll show you what I've done, and then we'll get on with it. So yeah, I went back and I changed out these deck pieces for this texture, and then I've added these kind of boards. I'm thinking I might crisscross that. We'll have to see what that looks like. I've added a couple of these little glass sections in so that you can like see through down to water. That needs to move up just a tiny bit, so that's not got that bit sticking out. That's it. Yeah, no worries, Christine. I get used to it, to be honest. It doesn't really ever bother me. Everybody's always slightly out of sync, and all of you are out of sync with me anyway. So by not an enormous amount of time, but it tends to vary depending on where you are and your internet connection and what device you're all on and all that sort of stuff. So don't worry about it too much. Just watch however you feel most comfortable. It's totally fine by me. Ooh, lovely little shade. I am definitely noticing something weird with my trellis though, because we have another little hole appeared. Let's get rid of that for a second. Yeah, another little hole appeared, which maybe I fixed last night. I don't know. And then I've started working my way back this way. It seems very bright, doesn't it? Maybe it's just bright today. Yeah, so I put this bit of fence in and a little gate and stuff, a little door. I'm playing. All of this is obviously only just started happening, so that all needs to come down in a set of stairs. I'm really hoping the guests get up there. In all honesty, kind of not really bothered if they do, because I think in this alpha they're not going to do anything to change the AI and stuff, so I'm not really going to be that bothered about guests at all in this. So I'm pretty much just going to go with everything being as pretty as I can get it. Maybe it did, yeah, maybe you're right. So I made these little kind of canopied, which I think is kind of cute. It's a bit repetitious at the moment. I don't think that is a word, is it? Repetitious. I said it on a video the other day. It's definitely not a word. Somehow it's stuck in my head. Repetitive is the word you want, Toves. So yeah, I made this little kind of canvassed walkway for our little weirdos that are in here. And I did a bunch of rock work. It is so crazy how quick... It is a word. Repetitious, is it? Repetitive. What would you use repetitious for instead of repetitive, though? I don't know. I'm not sure it is a word. I feel like I've made it up, and it's not. Yeah, it's insane. Like, you'd think that's a lot of rock work there. It's really not. It's insane how quickly you can get stuff done in this game. Oh, it is a word. I got to 240p. It's making my download slower. Oh dear. Means the same. So yeah, I'm thinking this is going to work. I mean, we're going to... Everything on this project, I think, is going to be pretty just simple, and I'm just going to like not worry about anything. I'm just going to build and not really ever have a plan of what I'm building. So we could do some backstagey stuff. I'm thinking this is going to be like a backstage area. But I might also just kind of bring this down. Maybe I'll bring this path down. I don't think the guys, the actual guests, will walk on this path at the moment because it's not really a path. It's just like it's just a dirt track sort of thing. So they may well not walk on it, but I'm not really that bothered. There's no lights or anything in the game at the moment. Oh, I've noticed that's floating. There's no lights or anything in the game, unfortunately. So that's a little bit of a problem, but not major. I do like that. I do like that sound. Wouldn't know I'm not English or American. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's quite like there's lots of people. It's one of the nicest things about streaming, I have to say. Is you meet peeps from all over the place. Why's that one got no decoration like that? Yeah, I'm not going to notice either way if I make up words anyway. As long as you get the gist of what I'm trying to say, it doesn't really matter. Right, so I think maybe we'll do some little curbs and a step and stuff. Have to use fire then. I don't think there's anything that you could even vaguely make. I mean, you could make stuff look like it's lights. I guess you could potentially create something is that floating as well. All of these are floating. That's kind of crazy. That's because I did this fairly. It's one of those things. Is definitely not being able to move the camera at the moment does make that sort of thing a little bit trickier. Right, here's going to be one of the magic tricks of this game. So I don't want to particularly decrease the size of I don't want to make it a smaller post. I don't want to make it up any further. I just want to bring it down. So I just do that. So handy. Hey Dennis, hey then dude. So I think we'll do a build for a while, and I've got no real plan for how long this stream's going to last. It will just last. It's all going to be fairly casual. I'm not really on a schedule. I'll just kind of go until I'm bored or too tired, too tired to string a sentence together. One of those two things will happen. Oh. No, don't squeeze. I also learned something last night which makes it... Oh, sorry, today, which makes it easier. It looks very pretty, thank you. Yeah, it looks alright, doesn't it? It's coming together. And it's really interesting. I'm getting my head around the combination of when you use the foliage brush and when you use the placeable objects. So, like, those are things I've placed... And that rock is, or all the rock work is. But none of this is. This is all I just brushed this in with the foliage brushes. It's just so cool, man. It just makes it so much more flexible. I'm slightly terrified of this. Thanks, Razzle. How you doing? Slightly terrified of this, and we all know what I'm like. So, the one I have already done this once already. The one of the really, really worrying things about the fact that you can't split any groups and that there's no undo is that one click removes all of that for me right now. And I did it already this morning. I already did it by accident. So we're going to click away from that and we're going to stay away from it. If you at any point see me highlight all of this in blue, everybody needs to be letting me know that I'm about to do something to all of that rock work. It's really easy to do. Obviously, that won't be a thing that lasts in the game. Once they've given us the undo and the split from group and all that sort of stuff, that won't be a problem. But yeah, like I did it this morning. Could not believe it. So we could go with like maybe we'll go with like a log. Maybe like a log curb. Delete it. You're mean. Okay. Oh yeah. So the thing I was saying is, so this is a little. I hadn't really realised this, but I'm pressing the V key here. You know, I talked about there being a hotkey to move between each of these. There actually is. It's the you just press the same key again, and it cycles through the different modes. So that's kind of handy. So I don't have to keep clicking on that. I'm probably going to be clicking on that and not remembering. No, don't say delete, Wes. That's just mean. So let's move that. I don't know if that's too bad proportionally anyway. So I definitely am getting better at a bunch of things. I'm still a bunch of things I'm still not kind of that quick at. I'm getting better at kind of moving stuff into place. I'm not necessarily getting better at yeah, some things you kind of still looking for. I'm still looking for a key for, like confirming a piece. So placing a piece, I'm still looking for a hotkey on, and there isn't one. Single placement is off. Okay, cool. So we'll just do this as kind of a little kind of curby thing. Yeah, so it definitely takes. It's just the diff. It's not necessarily even the controls. It's just these kind of little. The mindset of the fact that you can place something and then change it after is a real kind of confusion. So like that. So most of you won't have seen it, I'm sure, but the video I put out like an hour ago or something, showcasing all the build pieces. Teresa commented on that video and said, God, that's a lot of pieces to place down. And it really was. Well, all I had to do was place one set, copy the whole set, and while the whole set is selected, select the other texture. And that switched it all to the new set. And like, that is so, it seems such a simple thing that they've done to do that, but it's surprising how much difference it makes to the speed of changing stuff. And I think it's perfect for someone like me who's always a bit of a tinkerer. You came in just after that comment, Dennis. Basically, I was saying that all of this rock work is all on one group at the moment, and that I have to be careful because there's no undo in this game. That I could very easily accidentally delete the whole lot. This is the only thing at the moment that is a bugbear, is the not being able to shift the camera. So yeah, as I said, I'm not going to worry. I'm really not going to worry about whether the guests can get places. I will probably at some point test to see if they can get there. I knew you were going to do it, Wes. I said the complete opposite. I said, warn me. I'm sure everybody would rather see me do new stuff rather than me just redoing. Can't remember what I was saying now. Doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll just kind of do nice and casual. Maybe I'll make a kind of entrance building or something. A bit of an entrance plaza or whatever. So they come out of the tunnel. They walk down the little thing. We need to bring some of this, you know, shrubbery and stuff in. It's a bit more bushy on this side than it is on the left. Maybe we'll just put some like some of the little kind of dead bits around. Yeah, stuff like that really helps. It's like it has been a long week. Has a lot of streams and a lot of videos, that is for sure. Yeah, little bits of these things kind of here and there. And obviously all of these things I've got the choice to be able just to kind of go stretch. Just bury that in. Hi Micah, how you doing? Hope you're well. Maybe not that one. Scatter some of this stuff around. I like these rock pieces as well. So there needs to be, I think I talked about this yesterday, but there needs to be a hotkey for that as well. I'm sure they will at some point. Yeah, it does. Hey Fred, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. It is pretty awesome. It's just like, it's still taking me a while to get my head around it, but it's so crazy flexible. It's almost, it's, yeah, this is definitely the new, this is the new PZ as far as I'm concerned. Well, I don't know. It will be a long, this is going to go for quite a long time, this game. Yeah, it's going to be quite a long time where it's kind of building up. We're still in, you know, we're closed early access alpha. So alpha is going to be, well, they've said at least a quarter. So, you know, at least it's going to be a decent amount of time. There are, Dennis, yeah. I don't understand why. Not worried about it too much right now. I want to sit on the decking with a nice coffee. Yeah, doesn't it? I'm not. Do you know what? I'm a little bit like, I'm not even that bothered about putting the dinos in yet. It's such a weird thing though, because I think the real difference between this and Planet Zoo is that everything feels really like, once you've placed something, everything still feels really kind of changeable and up for grabs. So like, let's just say for a second I wanted to put a path in over here, because I placed all this down. I was like, okay, well, what about if I want to actually kind of just extrude this and go, yeah, let's put a path this way. Like, it just seems, everything seems so much more flexible. And once I've got the undo key, I'll be a happy boy, because I couldn't show you those sorts of things and then realise I don't actually have a way of undoing it. Never mind. Don't need dinos. So I think we're going to start on some sort of backstage bit. once we've got this, maybe we'll do like a nice kind of curved shape coming around like that. See if we can do that out of some concrete bits. Yeah, yeah. Everyone's going to be a fan of dinos. What about if we do? So I'd like a kind of a shape. It's going to take a minute to work this out. That's not going to be a nice curve, is it? It's going to be like a weird lapping shape. Okay, so how would we do that then? Oh, it's a big curve. And it's an inverse, it's the inverse, it's the interior edge we want of it. Trying to think now for a second. So let's just do a little, get out of that group. Let's do a little test. So it's easy enough to make a circle. He's going to say, and then it's not going to be easy at all to make a circle. Hold on. Right, let's test this out for a second. I haven't even looked at this before. So if we go like that and not worry about the Z fighting, just do that to fix it. They are quite loud. They are quite loud. But they're cool. I'm probably going to do a little kind of showcase on the dinos as the next video. Yeah, so I don't have like a point of rotation here. How do you do? Well, this is definitely a big difference to PZ. Why have I got bits under there? So at the moment, because there's no like there's no. Hang on, let's try this again. So let's place a post down. This is worth checking. Let's place a post down and then another post. I do that a lot. I resize when I mean to. Press it again to move it. Okay, so let's just check this a sec. So, in fact, this is not how you do it in PZ. I still haven't worked out how to use this enable construction grid with a piece that isn't a gridded bit at all. Like, it doesn't seem to apply a grid to this. So yeah, as soon as I move it, it takes the grid off. So let's not use that. Let's ditch that a second. And let's use 2 gridded pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably not going to be right, but we shall see. Let's move that onto the inner edge. Let's just see what that does for a second. So let's keep all of those bits and Control V and rotate. Confirm and rotate again. Okay, and now if I decrease this down to, let's say, 15. this is going to be way easier. This is going to be way easier to make curved things, because you'd have a problem if you got to this sort of shape, right? Because I've not been perfect on it, I'd have a problem here because I've got all of these gaps. Now I could have done something to fill that gap in, but I could also just go back and I can just go back and resize this, can't I? I can just go back in and say, just fill the gap in. May well have just duplicated that. I think I did. See what I mean? And in fact, if I do that, let's get the opposite one to that one, and we'll stretch that gap out again. Right, bear with me for a second. So now we've got two that are slightly larger than all the others. The middle piece is so round, yeah, but it's going to be glitchy as heck because it's it's like it's moving, isn't it? Whoa! Oh crap! Crap! I buggered that up. I've deleted this one, and I've got no undo, so I'm balls. Okay, let's just start again. I just want to test this for a second. Take Ark and PZ, put them together, and you have this game. Exactly. There's no coincidence why we started playing Ark again, dude. It is a fan. It did look a bit like a fan, didn't it? 1, 2. So so it's on the inner edge. No, it's not. It's on the right edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting with toes. Let's change that to concrete. Okay, and now let's duplicate this. We'll keep it at 15. And we'll spin this round. Seems like a bigger gap this time. In fact, I don't need to do this, do I? I don't need all of these different ones. I only need one either side, because that'll tell me how much gap I've got. Probably not really making a lot of sense here, but I'm just trying to work out how much I need to kind of stretch each one. This will take some getting. Okay. Right, so can I now duplicate that? This is the only weird thing about this grid system at the moment, is that the grid doesn't rotate with the objects, right? So I've rotated all of that stuff. All of these things are the same grid, and the grid is all oriented around the original piece I placed down. Weird, so weird. Okay, so let's go that way, and then we'll extrude this one out. I've made that one bigger already, so this one, that's the one on the grid, isn't it? Yes. And we'll squeeze this one out. And in fact, you don't need a second one at all on the other side because you're proportionally scaling it. Okay, right. So now we need to get rid of everything apart from the original centerpiece. Wasn't that, was it? That was the other one. So that's that. And this. And it's on the outer edge. Okay, so I need to move it. I need to move it in one. Move it over. Oh, I don't know if that moved. That felt like it moved more than one. Let's see if that works. It's probably not going to work the first time. And then we'll get on with something else because it's probably not particularly exciting to watch. So it didn't quite fill the gap. Why did it not quite fill the gap? Okay. I think that's okay. See, this is what I was saying before about you getting these pieces that are like... Once I've got this piece that's exactly this shape, I know I can reuse this again. I shouldn't have removed it from that side. I'm guessing now. Okay, so I didn't want to duplicate there. I wanted to control V. So get that lot, control V. Rotate. There we go. Perfect. That's what I was trying to do. It seemed like a long way to get there, but that's what I was trying to do. Okay, so now as I go round, we'll have to see. I'm not sure if it's going to be perfect, but it's going to do the job for me because I'm going to have. I only need a curved shape, so I don't actually need it to be a complete circle. Let's just look to see for the sake of it how well it does at finishing it off. It won't be the game's fault if it doesn't make it. Alright, it's actually perfect. That's pretty epic. I've buggered it. I need to find that one in the middle, which is that one. Yeah, it's not quite perfect, but it's damn near close enough. And it's only not because I think when I placed that one over the other side, I ticked it off slightly. So we can now take this shape. We can now take this shape. So it's pretty much. So making circles is pretty much the same as Planet Zoo, but it has definitely. It gives you a bit more margin for error, I think, I would say. Okay, we'll keep this circle in case for whatever reason we want this circle. Don't forget as well, now I've made a circle. This is so cool. I mean, it's nuts, this game. Now I've made this circle, I've got this circle. Right? And even though it's freaking huge at the moment, that whole circle now exists as a group, and I can just change. Oh, I can't. We've discovered a thing. Why can't I change the size of you? Little button that says no. Interesting. Why is that then? Is that because it's... I wonder if it's because it's got grids enabled on it. Oh, it is. So, new thing we learned. You cannot scale a... Let's do this from above. You cannot scale something that's with the grid enabled. You cannot scale it. But you can once it becomes a non-gridded item. Epic. Right, so now I've got this circle, even though this seems like was a long way to get there, it's massively reusable because I can just resize this circle to whatever size I want it to be. And we learned from yesterday that I can, if I duplicate that circle I can continue to scale it. Not that way, Toves. If I duplicate this circle, I can not do that, Toves. Select the damn thing. Duplicate. Scaling edit. The little box. Yeah, so I can make these as small as I want. I mean, I've basically you can just make your own shapes, right? Because that's come from a 4-meter wall. This is insane. I hope they don't take this away from us because it is so crazy how easy that is. So look at this little tiny ring I've made. And I can make that into a tube? I guess I could make that into a tube if I wanted to. Or a slinky. We could make a giant slinky. Insane. Yeah, so like that's the way to make your own shapes in the game. I mean, obviously I've got no, because at the moment I've got no like recolor or anything. But yeah, anything you can make, I can kind of make anything out of that. That's crazy. I do wonder if that is an intended feature to continue to be able to make it smaller and smaller and smaller. Just wondering why you're streaming it on here. So I did talk about that the other day, where so basically the YouTube, I sort of made a decision once we hit the 3K, my YouTube channel was going to be for all like creative stuff. So anything that's like creative building will all be here now, will be streamed here. So Planet Zoo's streams will be here if it's building. If I'm doing like a challenge thing or one of the scenario things, for example, it would be on Twitch. So this channel will all be creative building and Twitch will all be like gameplay, basically. That makes sense. That is such a cool, it is such a cool tool. It seems like an infinite number of possibilities. Just, I mean, it might be difficult to kind of visualize what you could do with that, but because at the moment we've only got, this is sort of what I was saying in that video, like at the moment you kind of, when you kind of look at it, you're like, okay, so this is the number of pieces, but the number of pieces is not this, it's like infinite. It's an absolutely infinite number of pieces. Because once you start to, because what I was saying the other day about how, so there's no like blueprint in yet on this, and they're calling it prefabs, but like I can just imagine making things like I could make my own bench, I could make my own everything. I could make that exactly that piece. I could make exactly this bench because they're just polygons, right? That's just a shape. This is so amazing. This continues to blow my mind. Anyway, right, let's get on with some stuff. Let's get on with some stuff. What we were actually doing was making a shape, making some shapes. I don't know. I'm constantly like, oh, there's another video. There's another video. There's another video. I can't make a million videos, but I'm not sure how many people playing the game realise that that's what you can do with this at the moment. I mean, it's not loads of people playing the game, but anything you possibly want, you can make if you've got the patience to make it in this game. Because you could create your own pixel size blocks out of one of these blocks and then just make a thing. Like I could make bricks if I wanted to. Like we could make a brick out of these blocks and then just make a brick wall by placing each individual brick together. Insane! Anyway, right, let's get on with it. So, what I was actually doing was I wanted to use this as a curve shape. That was the whole thing we were doing there. That was the only reason I did that. Was to get a nice curved shape. That's all on the same group, unfortunately. Walls. The new DLC is out. It's not. For which game are you referring to? I don't think this. I mean, I guess if you were saying this was the House Flipper DLC, yeah, this is Pets. This is the Pets DLC for House Flipper. It's already out. We've got Pets. This is not. I mean, it looks closest to PZ, doesn't it? I suppose, but either way, no, it's not a DLC. It's not. This is Prehistoric Kingdom. Okay, right. So, I didn't make this circle anywhere near big enough. Oh, you mean it's on console? It's out on console, yeah. Correct. Yeah, I didn't make it anywhere near big enough, but that's such a cool feature. I mean, I'm glad I did that because I discovered something. My little tiny curve. Hold on a minute. Did I? How did that one end up getting halved? Did I do that? I don't remember doing that. Anyway, right, let's get rid of that. We're not even going to use it. We're not even going to bother. Hey Nadine, we just discovered another amazing feature of this game, which I've just been through. That's terrible looking. Which has slightly blown my mind a little. It kind of goes alongside what we were doing yesterday with the massive trees and the tiny pixel size things. And we sort of discovered that you can make, because I can make anything, I can make a shape out of anything. That's a wall. I made that out of a wall, a concrete wall. Started off like that, and I turned it into a tube. And then I turned it into a tinier tube. Oh, so my noggin's blown. Yeah, so I've done some progress since yesterday. We've got this little kind of entrance bit, this little path coming down. We needed an entrance building here. Made some changes to the deck. And we've got a little backstage area going to be over here. I won't bother with that right now. So, okay, so let's do, what was I going to do? I might just do it out of these pieces. Just do it out of this. I'll just eyeball it. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be as complicated as I was making that. So let's just go. Let's go 15 degrees. Yeah. Let's push that up to there. What I'm really enjoying is that there are loads of different ways of doing stuff. Like, definitely loads of different ways of doing things in this. Oh. I think I've worked out what it is that's confusing me about that. So there's a simple little change that they could make. So when I press, so you know I said this gizmo is brought up by pressing the V key at the moment. And there we go. Just to show you what I mean, when I press V, the first time I pressed V, then I'm selected on move. See, it's selected with the move thing. If I press it again, it's going to toggle through them. So does it, if I leave it on that one and then I escape, and I select the item again, oh, it does go back to the previous one. I felt like it didn't do that. I think in my head I'm pressing, I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's logical, is it? It seems like it would be. So out of that, on this little controller thing, you're going to move. You're going to use move more often than you're going to use anything else. I would say. So, I don't think it should persist that selection. It should ditch it. I guess what they may do is have it have different hotkeys for the different options there. So if you hit a different key, you get a different one selected. Because you have to kind of remember, because it might have been, I guess it doesn't really matter, but for me V says move. I don't really know why it does. V doesn't say resize. It's not really logical, but it doesn't. Hang on. So what just happened there? That's it done something strange. So V, I'm selected on move. I move the item. How did it end up back on? Oh, I don't know. No, I think maybe that is logical. Hey, it's just getting used to it. Hey, Mrs. T, how you doing? So you've been busy on the old PKs as well. Another video out today, was it? Or yesterday? I can't remember. Okay, right. So this is coming down, sweeping down. So this is all going to be. This can all just be like maybe like flower beds and whatever. Let's just see a second. So if I wanted to make that all like a less dramatic curve, oh, so good, man. So good. So insanely good. It didn't. It didn't work. Why did it happen? Why did that happen? Huh? I don't know what happened there. I felt like it was going right, and then I ballsed it up. That might have. I don't know why, but today the streams keep being pixely for me. Usually after a few seconds it goes clear, but not today. Oh. Hold on a sec. Is everybody else seeing the same thing? Or it looks like my stream's fine. Maybe it's just your tinterwebs. I'm not noticed. So I have a little thing that comes up when there's like a problem with the stream health. I'm not having that. So yeah, no undo. It fries my noggin. That is definitely killing my brain a little bit at the moment. Looks fine for me. Yeah, maybe I think maybe it's just your end, fortunately. should have just left it. I should have just left it as it was. It was fine. I tried to step. I took it one step too far. Took it one step too far. So, duplicate, and again, and then we'll go. We'll use this piece. We'll make this piece smaller, and we'll do it from here, which will do the job as well. So V to rotate back to there. And what we'll do is we'll move this into place and we'll get the curve and then we'll extrude it all to fill the gaps in. That might get a bit fighty on the old on the Z's. That's the one I want. Press it again. 15 degrees. Press it again. Yeah, it's that step going from rotation to move that my brain hasn't quite got yet. That's a yes. That's a move. Rotate. Yeah, the possibilities. Just literally so many different possibilities of everything you can do. I mean, I could do this as like a curve, I suppose, as well. Like an S curve. Oh, hello. Thanks, game. That's the, you get a little lag spike when the game does its little auto-save thing. Crap, I ballsed it up again. That's alright. Length isn't a problem. Width is my problem. Oh, do you know what I could do as well? So these flat pieces, I could make into a curb as well. As well as the floor, I think. So let's curve back the other way. We'll go back the other way now. So let's see if this works. And I guess it's all a bit... I mean, it's going to be like this for a while. But it is all a bit experimenty. Trying to learn all the things that it can do. So let's curve it back the other way. And if I do decide to put the guests in as well, that one's not going to work because I made it bigger. If I do decide to put the guest in, all of this concrete is traversable, so I don't need a path underneath it. I just need a path going up to it, and then they'll traverse it. I do think they're going to... I'm really interested to see if they end up keeping that option. Because as we saw on the stream the other day, you know, the fact that I didn't, you know, to make a bridge, you don't need a path under it. You don't need a path under it at any point. You don't need a path under it, put a bridge over it, and then remove it. You just need a path going up to it, and they climb over it. But what that results in is that they seem to just look. The AI seems to look for anywhere that it can find a traversable area and just automatically traverses it, which is why you get, like, if I let the guests in right now, some of them would start climbing onto this rock. They'd make their way round and start climbing onto the rock for some reason. It's really weird. Okay, that's quite a nice little curve, isn't it? We'll go back. Maybe go back the other way as well now. Figured it out with some help. Somehow YouTube auto switched to 360p quality. Ah, nice. Oh, well, at least you sorted it out. I had a thing a little while ago where I could only ever get 720, even on HD stuff. I could only ever play it on 720 for some reason. Right. Okay. So that all looks a bit messy at the moment, but it's a nice shaped curve. I'm going to, as a little backup for myself, in case I bugger this up again, I'm going to duplicate that and we're going to stick it up here. Just in case I need that. Is that up there? Yeah, cool. Right, so now I've got a bit of a backup in case I bugger this up. So if we should now be able to fill in the gaps by just pulling this. Ah, no, that's not what we want to do, is it? We want to just duplicate it then, I think. Scooch that on over. Now it is going to Z-file like a mouse. It's actually pretty forgiving though. And then can we use that one as our filler for the rest? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they ever do anything where they like allow you to move this like point of resize, because it always seems to default to the center, and it's not necessarily always where you want to resize it from. You kind of want to just be able to pull it out one end, basically, sometimes. So good. Okay, right. We've got a little bit of an overlap there, but that's not too bad. So let's get a little filler in there. Yeah, what you can't do, I guess the only thing that's a limitation, but is that you can't resize, like it's only ever going to scale it. So I couldn't, for example, turn that block into a triangle. Do you know what I mean? It has to go up. I can squish it down and stretch it out, but I can't make it go different at either end of the shape. Something deeply satisfying about how easy that was to make a curve like that. Right, okay, so then the next bit of this, we've got this nice little curb. Let's just move that so it doesn't freak out. We'll make this like a nice little flower bed, I think. So, can I... In fact, let's get our little backup dooder up here, because we've got the edge. And let's make another one. So we've got a backup again, still. If I take this guy... and move that down again. Okay, so if I was to scale this, if I was to try and scale this now, the whole thing will scale and gaps will appear, I think. So we won't do that. We'll individually scale each piece. Does that matter? Yeah, that's not quite as easy as I thought it was going to be. But we've got the shape. Yeah, it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I was trying to make a nice, well, I was trying to shortcut my way to a nice little curb here, or a nice little wall, which I can do like that. In fact, that's the way to do it, isn't it? It's just to rotate all of these. Yeah, but they don't rotate around that axis. They rotate back to their original point. Tricky. Is this going to work? It should work. I think it'll work. This is like so unspectacular, but like it's some people are making mountains, I'm making curbs, but I'm quite enjoying this. I'm quite enjoying finding out the potential. Why is that one so different then? Just insane. So I can't make that one any narrower for now. What am I doing? I'm rotating that round. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking. I just don't think there's anything you can't do. There are literally no limitations in this game. It's crazy. And to think we are only... Well, I think they said it won't be live... Oh. It won't be out of early access for a good couple of years. So it will be on Steam as something that everybody can play. Hopefully this year. But they're not expecting to get out of early access for a good couple of years. I think that's what they said. We've obviously curved back the other way. I'm not really sure why my rotation is not working now as well. This doesn't feel like this is going to line up. Alright, plan B. That's not the way we're going to do this. Going to get rid of all this. I'm going to try a different way. Quite a lot of Z-firing in there, isn't there? There's nothing I can do about that because of the way I've done it. Maybe we'll just ignore it. Okay, right. So if we try, maybe this will work. So can we like align to surface? Maybe if we just pull it all up for a minute. You have to keep remembering you've got no undo. That's definitely one of the biggest challenges at the moment. Because in Planet Zoo you just do stuff and then you're like, I can just do it. I can try that and then I can just undo all the way back to. I think you get something like 30 undos or something in Planet Zoo. Okay, right. So we're going to try. Just using the align to surface. Yeah, that'll work. And we'll make that like much squishier. That's pretty good, in fact. And then we'll rotate that around. 39. Is that what it is? How weird. What a weirdly arbitrary number. I wonder if that's anything. I wonder if that is anything to do with the specific piece, though. Oh, that's what I always wondered. If it's anything to do with a specific piece, or is it anything to do with like a machine, like your machine or anything? Does it matter? I don't think I can use the align to surface when I duplicate something, which is a bit of a pain. But if I pick up, if I keep the object scale for 39 steps. Why has it not changed that then? If I keep the object rotation as well? No, it's doing a weird thing. It's doing a weird thing. Alright, we'll have to do this by eye then. It's definitely a feature that you forget how handy that is. Right, so every one of these pieces, I was going to say every one of these pieces is the same size. It's not at all. They're all different. Interesting. So this piece is resizing from the end. How weird. So in fact, we're better off just using this, aren't we? All of this just to make a curb. Yeah, this is going to work. And then this one is super narrow. Ah, so I'm stuck now. Okay. So we'll duplicate you. Oh. Duplicate you. Move you. Group you together. No, in fact, we'll duplicate you again. And then group you together, and now reduce you again. Oh, we can't do it. Is that not what we were doing yesterday to make the infinitesimally smaller things? Can't do it that way. Maybe I'm just not clicking that. I'm not. That's all it was. And now I don't need that one. So I've got my smaller block. That's so weird. I think this is actually, you know, we talked a bit about Paralives yesterday, about how we've seen this mechanic there. I think this is more flexible than I've seen on Paralives. I think Paralives is going to have... Oh, did you see that? Weird. So it just worked out. I'm not allowed to have squished it that size. It just worked it out, popped it back, and was like, nope. Strange. Okay, well, we won't be defeated. We'll keep a second one. Because you won't do it if we've got a second one, I bet you. Because you think that's a group again. So we can do what we want. Yeah, you can't stop me. You can't stop me. I wonder if I delete that other one, will it suddenly pop back again? I mean, it definitely makes it a bit trickier to do what I'm trying to do, but I've only got a couple of these little narrow ones. That's it. Am I climbing? No, I'm not. It just looks a little bit like I am. It's not sloping up, is it? It's difficult to tell because that's there. Well, it looks pretty flat. I think it's flat. Okay, so we can get... Is that another little small one? Maybe. I reckon it will let me do what I'm trying to do until I delete those other... Until I delete the back one. And if I touch it again, it will pop back into its full size. Crap. Yeah. Do, 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 do. Interesting. Yeah, so there's still some weird things about that. This little gizmo's got some weird things, I think, or it might just be that I haven't quite got my head around it yet. Dee, dee, dee. Ba, 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 doo. There's no music today, by the way, just in my head. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So something so satisfying about this. I don't know what it is. It just is. I feel like that is. Does that look like it's sloping to everybody else? There's less here than there is here. Yeah, I think. I can't see why that would be, but I feel like there is. I don't know. From this side, it looks pretty flat. Does that look like it's lower? You think it's sloping as well? Crap. It's very subtle though. Maybe we don't mind that it's sloping. Maybe we say it was a design decision. Let's say it was a design choice. I wonder if that's going to pop back to its previous size in a second. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's definitely sloped, isn't it? No bother. Right, let's get rid of all this. I mean, I could potentially try and fix it, but yeah, it's definitely sloped, isn't it? I don't think it matters too much. Hey Axel, how you doing, buddy? So I could, oh, I don't know. I think if I try and move this, let's save it for a second. I think if I try and move it, some of those pieces are going to pop back to what they want to be. If I try and give it a little rotate, yeah, I've got no idea where this is going to attempt to. Oh, is it going to rotate this around? Oh, it's worked. Badass. You got me on your big screen TV. Oh no, don't look at my face. Don't look at HD Toves. Toves doesn't look good at in HD size. Well, I'm 720p, so I feel like I'm a 480p person though, so can't wait until they activate the undo function. Definitely, 100%. We need it. Oh, I shouldn't worry about that. I shouldn't really worry about all that Z fighting because even from up here, it's hella annoying. I just do a little bit. I just fix a little bit. I'm not going to do it all. Some of these bits are tiny. The perfection of movement you need in order to try and fix them and not have a big overlapping bit is painfully slow. Okay, right, that's not too bad. I think I'm all right with that. So we will now we'll get one of these little wall pieces and run this as a straight. Hey Jurassic, how you doing? I made some changes since yesterday. We've made some improvements. Changed out the deck. I've put this little sheltered kind of covered walkway in. It's coming along, and we've been buggering about with the thing. I've discovered a new thing again as well. Well, it's sort of an extension of what we discovered yesterday. But you can make your own shapes in this game. Completely just because you can make everything so tiny at the moment, you can use that to effectively consider each one of those pieces a pixel and then just create your own whole new world. Like everything is doable. Everything is doable. I can't. My brain is so mind blown. I told Drew and Savannah about our resizing discovery from yesterday. They are mind blown. Yeah. I haven't got around to making it into a video yet. I'm not sure I'm going to make it into a... Yeah, in fact, I put a video out on the letters today. I put a video out on the... I included it in a video I put out this afternoon. Where I was talking about basically saying, have we got enough pieces? And then kind of going, we've got enough pieces because everything is infinite. Everything is infinite. Yeah, this is like you can. So I mean, we sort of discovered it by accident. I was making a circle, and I was like, okay, so now I've just got a circle forever that I can have at any size. And then I made it into a tube, but and actually, I wonder if they were. I mean, it basically is just it's 3D modeling now because you look at that bench. We could make that bench with all of these pieces. We could make all of these things just by. Drew is making signs now. Nice. So we're going to make this into a kind of a little raised flower bed thing, I think. Just to give it, we're just trying to give it some niceness, bit of detail and whatnot. I hope you credited me in the discovery of those guys. And maybe I'll get round to doing some. I mean, the thing is, what's kind of funny about this is that you like it's this sort of stuff. Like I want to just be, I kind of want to be making pretty things, and I keep stumbling across these. I think it's just my curiosity gene. It's always like, ooh, what about doing that? What about doing that? No, let's just go square with this one. That's fine. We'll go square. Oh, save. And we'll bring that up to this. Yeah, so I mean, we're not going to do it right now, but I mean, we could do it. No, I don't think so. I could turn this wall into a breeze block and then build a breeze block wall out of it. Let's just have a little let's just have a little look, see. To give this some I've got some poking devices left over here, look. Infinitesimally small poking devices. I thought I caught my face on something earlier. I was walking through this bit of the zoo. I was like, I thought it's just jabbing the eye. Something's just giving me a full frontal lobotomy, and it was this. Right, we'll do this. We'll do this very briefly. I promise everyone. I'm not going to do it for hours, but we'll do this a second. I just want to see, because I could, if I can make this. So this boring flat textured wall, let's take that and we'll make a breeze block out of it. And then we'll see if we can add some textures to that wall. Well, or just to kind of create our own breeze block wall. So I've got to duplicate you to make a second one. Seriously need to get off my arse and start uploading content and live streams. Got things of raw videos that need edit. Judy can't stop playing PZ. Yeah, I've got to get myself back to some PZ. I've got a project that's half started over there that I've got to make a video for next week on. So is that like? Do we think that's kind of roughly brick scale? I'd say that's roughly kind of breeze block scale. And the cool thing about this is once I've got it forever. Like that's a building block piece that I can use in everything, and I can. Yeah. So we have discovered this. We've discovered this. This is such an obvious indication that this is a bug and it's not supposed to work like this. But I don't know if you just saw that behavior. But what it did was, when it's in a group like that, I can obviously do the thing we already sussed out. I can obviously do the resize down to whatever size. If you remove if you stop it from being a group basically, and then you want to go back to scaling it, it pops back up to its full size. In fact, it's not even if it's in a group, because all of this is in a group. But if you go back to it being a single thing selected and then you try and resize that, it will go back up to the full size. It doesn't mean you can't have it on its own. It just means you have to get your resizing done, and then use that piece. So I think I'm alright with that now. Can I move? I can move this. Yeah. Can you do that for my 2 Jurassic Park? Jurassic? What do you mean, Wes? I think you're right. It's got to be a bug. It's definitely a bug. It's definitely a bug. It probably won't be in beta. I'm sort of reluctant. I was kind of a bit reluctant for everybody else to know, because I was like, they'll take it away from us. They'll take it away. They already patched something. They already patched something already today. Someone discovered some plants that shouldn't have been in the game, and they took them away. I mean, I guess I could. Let's just experiment with this for a minute. Oh, you have some videos that need editing. I see. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if everyone could just play games? You can't be a YouTuber. You can't be a YouTuber or a streamer. Certainly not starting off. Get away with not doing your grindy edit. You got to do the grinds. If it was all just about gameplay, you just play games all day, then it would be way better. Well, that's too much. Even the kind of making thumbnail and all that sort of stuff is a thing. You got to get it done. You've got to get used to it. But yeah, I actually don't mind the editing. I quite enjoy it. It is like one of those things, though. I think I said this to someone. I think I said this on the stream the other night. Is that like you get better by doing? So just do it. Just make all your videos, make all your content. Everybody gets better from just doing it. Yeah, see, it's gone back to full size again. Thumbnails are my favourite. You're quite good at thumbnails, I would say. You've got a bit more of a you're seeing the kind of magic thing happen here, by the way. I think I'm getting away with it not doing it, but so if I just go watch it pop here, so this is the true sign of it being a glitch. So it just goes back to its full scale because I've taken its partner away. But I can, at the moment, I can right click to undo that because I hadn't finished doing it. Yeah, so we could make a brick wall if we wanted to, I guess, but it doesn't look all that great, so I'm not going to bother. Maybe it's all right. Maybe it's all right. It's going to be a pain to use because I can't make them smaller, can I? I can't make a half brick, which is what I want. Do we care? Is that interesting? I mean, I can, if I pull a few out, just so they've got like a slightly different. What's going on there? Pull that one out. Just so they've got slightly different textures to them. Push one in. I don't want to duplicate it. I just want to push it in. It's quite fiddly to get that sometimes. If I've got 2 bricks there, that's why. Right. So the cool thing about that is that I have that now as a piece that I can use. I think. I think. So if I get, I mean, I guess even in theory, I'm not going to do it. I guess even in theory, I could take the building block away and just have the breeze block there. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll probably go with it just for the sake of it. But so can I get all of you? I don't know if I'm unclicking some here. I think some of these are unclicking. And duplicate you. Yeah. Well, I've only got to make it once. That's my point. Because I can only, if I make it once, I mean, it was more really just to see if it's doable. I think it is doable. Once I've made it once, I can reuse that as many times as I like. It's easier actually to select the bricks first, so now I can see that I'm actually selecting everything. So I can replace all of this straight bit with that for sure. Oh, keep doing that. Let's get rid of that. These are all just straight, so let's see. We'll just see what this looks like. Again, as I said, all of this is just kind of seeing what's doable. Because this could be quite fun, because you could make some like crumbling bits of wall and stuff, right? I could just make a few bits that are just that have like fallen apart a bit. Huh. Let's go. So if we go down this way, am I losing a bit? No, I feel like I must have had some double ups there. So let's go down here. We can fix up that later. I don't want to be in the group. I do want to be in the group. I don't want you. I don't want you. Okay, so let's just do this a second. Right. Okay, right, let's just think about how these stitch together. So take that one away. That one. Get that whole lot. Stick that in there. And then let's just duplicate that again. I mean, this will be when you can. This will probably be gone, unfortunately, by the time we can recolor stuff. But if we can, is that right? I think that's right. If we could recolor these would look a bit better. Or if we could even change the texture on them, they'd look a bit better. Because then we could have a bit more contrast in it. At the moment, it's all going to look a bit same. But that's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool effect. Just going to blunder my way through this wall, sod it. Yeah, I mean, it does it. It's not perfect, but it's something. It's a thing. We made a thing. We made a thing. It's all about making the things. Can we rotate it? It's probably not going to be happy. It's not going to be happy, is it? It might. It might freak. No, it behaved. Okay. Sweet. Oh crap! I just did the resize when I wanted to do the move. And we'll cover this. Cover this janky end with like a column, which we can make if we want to. We can make it if we want to. This confuses me sometimes because you're never quite sure whether something's a thing you've painted in with a foliage brush. In this case it is, or it's an object you've placed. Oh, my groups are hideous. I'm in that situation again. I'm in the situation I was with the rocks. Everything is on the same group. One click. One accidental hit of the delete key deletes it all. And I cannot split the group. Ugh. Makes me feel sick just thinking about it. Delete. I'll delete you. Don't you even try it. We can probably just go down as well. Yeah, that works. That works. There was a moment today when I was reading the PK Discord, and they were talking about a patch, and at one point, you've got to be prepared for this as well if you're playing these sorts of things, is that potentially tomorrow they change it and everything gets deleted. Like all the save games get deleted. Just wait until we have saved prefabs like in PZ and PC. Then we'll be able to make our creations. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I was sort of saying that before. It's like, I don't even think... It doesn't really need that down there, does it? We can get away with not doing that. I don't think it would be prefabs in the same sense that, like... in the sense that we do it on PZ, I think it would just be that we can... Yeah, because I would make this a blueprint and then use that as a... Use as a thing I can just keep using over and over again. Because the initial thing is the initial thing of making the custom object, but once you've made the custom object, reusing it is so much easier in this. Do 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 do. Alright, we have got Z fighting along the top of it, but I think that's alright. That's kind of cool. We made a thing. We made a thing. Right, so what have we got that we could use as a column? And we could make a column out of a wall if we wanted to. Have we got anything we can actually use proper? Well, I've got those selected. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. There's a square one, there's like a slanted one. How does this behave when you resize it then? Interesting. So that does go to like a tapered end. That's pretty cool. Reset object. I keep forgetting to use this little square here. So it's so small that I always forget that it's there. Someone needs to make a what's his name? The Angry Archer from PZ as well. So we've got a scale scale reference, because I've got no idea. I've got no idea how we. Maybe we'll do that a second. So this is going to be our guest size. There we go. Come with. I think it's probably all right. Yeah, that's all right for a flower bed. Oh, saving. Oh, that right mouse button thing does my nut in. Not being able to move. I've got a line to surface on, that's what's screwing me over. Not being able to move my camera while I'm placing something is it's just ugh. It makes me crazy. So what does that switch object editing to? Oh right, okay, yeah, that's cool. Maybe another one. Ooh. That one, thank you. Okay, right. And then probably this way as well. So far, I've been streaming for the best part of 2 hours. I've made a bit of paving and a wall. But it's worth it. We're doing science. We did science. We definitely learned new things again. 2 streams in and I've learned a whole bunch of really, really handy things already. Let's just do a little, we'll do another one at the wall. It's fine. Okay, right. So let's get that. Let's get that filled up with some mulch stuff and things, I think. Right, so I think this is the only texture that doesn't Z-fight. Yeah, it doesn't. I wonder why they've done this as the only piece that does this like dynamic texturing thing. Just stretching and taking notes. I've been playing for 40 minutes and made a door, a wall with 2 plants. Nice. It's not from Frontier, no. It's what I mean. This is one of the things that's really hi Teresa, by the way. This is one of the things that's super impressive about this. This is a really small studio. So these guys are called Blue Meridian. And I'm not entirely sure how many of them there are, but it's this, whenever they live stream, it's generally pretty much the same people. So they're way smaller than Frontier are, and have done an incredible good job on it. Is that right? 5 years. I think they've got. I mean, they've obviously got a really good relationship with Quitivo as well, and it's quite. It's actually even quite refreshing to hear them on the live streams talking with Quitivo, because some of the stuff. I mean, obviously, you take it with a pinch of salt because you're hearing it on the live stream. It's basically a bit of PR work, but yeah, it's very clear that they're not really being rushed. I think it's 6 devs. I think it's something like that as well. And you're basically seeing them all on the on the live streams, and they've got so many things right already. The demo came out in 2016. I look so close to the same building techniques and feels as Planet Zoo. May have to buy this. Yeah, I think if you, what I've been saying, Teresa, is that it may feel like it is similar to Planet Zoo, and in a lot of ways it is. Like, all the controls are very similar. But it's got some things that are just insanely different. Like, look at what I'm doing right here. What am I doing? How am I making this happen? What am I doing? That's because that's a triangle. Okay, we've got other triangles, haven't we? Oh no, the brain. We've got other triangles in the game. We can make things out of triangles as well. Oh man, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is, yeah. I mean, the big things, Teresa, are, like, just to really quickly show you the massive thing that you can do in this game that you can't do in Planet Zoo. Planet Zoo, you can move, you can rotate, you can obviously put things together. What you can't do is scale. So I can move that around, but I can also change the size of it to whatever I want. And that is a different ball game. Basically, it makes this a whole different ball game. No, but it's really close now. I mean, this is beta is apparently a couple of months away. So beta is going to be public. Well, I mean, it is to an extent. It is open to the public, because you can buy a key. You can't buy a key now, but you could buy a key up until 2 days ago. Let's just blend that edge away. I mean, the textures on these are super clever, because that's all like blending itself in. It doesn't need to be perfect anyway. I love to see you experiment. I always get a bit worried when I'm experimenting, because there was sort of a bit of me always thinks, you're not making things. You're not making pretty things. You're glacially slow. But I do quite enjoy it, to be honest. I could just not worry about the fact that that's all going to be overlapping over there. Maybe we just don't worry about it right now. I'm still a bit fingers and thumbsy on it for sure. You can literally make anything. You can literally make anything fit. Anything. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not gonna... So what happens when you resize a circle? Oh, do you know what? We haven't saved in a while. I can't click that now. Interesting. I can't click it. That's the first time I've ever had that happen. Huh? This one's like got a little peak in it. This is got a little mound. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's kind of useful. Just for doing little bits of terrain variation. Interesting. So we've got a couple of those. So what happens when you take a circle and you resize a circle so you can make it like an ellipse shape, but it still resizes from the center. What I was trying to work out is there any way of making a triangle out of something that isn't a triangle? I don't think there is. I don't think there's any pieces that will let you do that. I mean, be interested to see if they let us recolor things as well. I can't actually remember if they've talked about that. It's really close. I have to say, it's really close to being like superior in building in every way. Just to throw some shade at Frontier, but like it is. The big thing that Planet Zoo has over this at this stage is definitely in a larger array of textures, so a larger number of things, which you'd expect. And a more of a variety of things, I'd say. But none of that seems like a difficult stuff to. I mean, you just chuck artists at it, don't you? You just chuck. They're not like the technical heavy lifting things. And making new pieces in a game isn't difficult because you're just skinning an existing shell. Like for them to give us, another one. Oh, this is another feature as well, Teresa, which is just like so simple and yet so clever. It's like, so look at all this floor, just for a minute. Let's say I want to change this floor. If I wanted to change this floor in Planet Zoo, I'd have to delete all the floor. In this, I just can select whatever I want to change and then just click the button to change the texture. That's probably a double up. So simple and so massively handy. Yeah, I thought they had mentioned it. I thought they'd mentioned it. I wasn't sure. I thought they'd mentioned it. I got the impression. Yeah, you like that. Yeah, it's really, really handy. I've got the impression that they've got quite a lot up their sleeve already, feature-wise, that they've kept out of this, which is wise. Yeah, core mechanics wise, as I've said a few times, it's better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's not better than PZ yet. It's not better than PZ building wise. But most of the things that are not there are things like being able to snap objects to each other, for example. Like if I want, like that's a big deal. Being able to take one object and keep it in the same place, but swap it out for a different one, would be massively missed. Definitely. Like I'm having to basically reposition all of these things back in, and everything is a little bit rough and a little bit, I've got that Z fighting down there because of some of that stuff. That's it. That's better. That's fine. That'll be all right for when it's not going to be today. I'm not giving it away today. It's going to be on the. I think I said on the stream yesterday. So I haven't 100% decided when I'm doing this yet. I think it's going to be next Friday. I'm going to be doing like a 3K celebration, and there will be the beta key that I have for this available in that as a giveaway, just for whoever wins it, basically. And there'll be a couple of other things as well. Okay, right, so let's do some. I noticed what the advantage of having. I can't remember if I've said this before, but the advantage of having the brush for terraforming. I don't remember if I said this on the video or not. The big advantage of having the brush is that it will slightly randomize the choice of vegetation. So if I click down a second one, see they're not exactly the same. That it's choosing, it's just randomly. I think it's just scaling it. I don't think it's doing. Is that exactly the same tree, just scaled and maybe rotated a bit? It's not a different model, is it? It's the same. It's difficult to tell, but I don't know. I think that's the same tree. Let's choose something a bit smaller. That's the same, isn't it? It's the same tree. See that slight bend in it? It's the same tree, yeah. So it does. They do just randomly choose a different scale, which is fine. Rather than there being multiple models of the same thing. I always forget I can't delete those without doing the tool. Yeah, I think so. Games, bro. Yeah, so if I use these, obviously that's the disadvantage. These are always exactly the same. Although they're not, are they? Because I can resize them myself. I can do exactly the same thing that the brush was doing myself by using the resize. Just wanted to know how to decide to give it away yet. Just wanted to know how you decided to give it away yet. Look at the other side of the fence. Yeah, no, it definitely went through. I knew it was going to go through. Ask me that again, Joe Rassi. I'm not getting you. Have I decided? Are you saying had I decided to give it away? Yeah, the only thing I wanted to check with them, because I bought the key. I mean, basically ages ago. I didn't want to. I didn't. Well, I couldn't have afforded to. Well, I mean, I could have afforded it, but I didn't want to spend the money. Trying to make a YouTube channel, you can't just spend all your money all the time. So I decided I was going to get the beta. And then was lucky enough to have them give me a key. So I was going to be playing in the beta and not playing in the alpha. So I just wanted to check with them whether it was all right for me to give the key away, and they said yeah, it's fine. But they said basically it's your key, so whatever you want to do with it is up to you. I keep doing that. I need to not do that all the time. I need to click the tiny square. Hoping the fence stopped it. Yeah, that would have been cool, wouldn't it? I mean, it would have been nice if it did. If there was some way of setting it to say don't clip. That would be nice. I don't really know what this stack objects thing does yet. I don't really see. There's no tooltips for any of these, so you can never really tell what it's doing. Put a bunch of square floor pieces down and can't squish or stretch them. Have you tried that? If you turn off the... Hang on. Let's see what you mean. You definitely can, because I've done it with this floor. So if you try and stretch something that's on the grid, is that what you mean? Can't do that. There is some rule it's applying. I don't quite remember what it was, but there was something we came across a little while ago that was a bit strange that it was doing. Put a few down. I mean, the floor pieces are no different to this, so... I did come across something earlier that was a bit like that, and I clicked off the grid selection. So let's try going into a new grid. Maybe that's what you've got. So one of these down. Not sure. I'm pretty sure I came across something at some point where I had to like switch off the enable construction grid. Alt Shift doesn't do anything in this. or shift. The keybinds are different. Yeah, yeah. I did it with a grid before. I thought that might be what it was. I need to stop being in that damn grid again. That's my nutting. It'll be cool. Oh, there are filters here. Okay, there are filters. They're not filled out yet. What happens? Let's just check. What happens if I'm assuming the brush won't. Is that on top? It's not, is it? It's is it? It's really difficult to tell. Is that underneath? It must be underneath. Yeah, it is underneath. No. If there was some align to surface option attached to this, I can't lift these up. Yeah. Okay, so what I can do though is I can just create my own little palette of vegetation. So we'll get one of them. I'll get one of them. I'll get one of them but smaller. Yeah, stop doing that, Toves. Get one of them but smaller. I know, Control Z. Where's my Control Z? Okay, so we'll have that little group there, and then we'll do a slightly different one. One of those maybe as well. And then we'll do one more. So quite like this yellow as well. Maybe a couple of those stuck in there. Cool, right, so if we get that one, let me jump that one over here. Let's move these a bit closer so I don't have to keep panning the camera all the way over. Is that actually down on the ground? I wonder where the diners are going to be. No idea yet. No idea. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have, because none of this water's fixed, right? So I could change all that water at any stage. I could bring an island into it if I wanted to. I could have some coming around here. I think I'm going to have some in like a little kind of viewing area, and maybe some in like a little backstage bit, and various different things, and then I think like the T-Rex and there's not loads of dinos available. We've only got what, like 4, I think. So what have we got? We've got 5 plus the Microraptors. So T-Rex, Edmontosaurus, Lambeosaurus, Nasutoceratops, and Styracosaurus. Haven't really looked at these that much, really, in all honesty, which is terrible of me. So this is a veggie, is it? Yeah, this is a herbie. Edmontosaurus has 3 different species. Oh, one's got like a... So these different species of them then. So that's not a skin, that's a different species. Oh, I didn't actually even realise that. So this one's staying the same and it's got a different skin. Whereas the Edmontosaurus is getting a different name. I want to see, it's got like a little nubbin on its head there. And this one's bigger. Yeah, they're all slightly different sizes. That's pretty cool. I didn't even really notice that. Well, there's not 2 T-Rexes, are there? There's Oh, there are, yeah. You're right. I hadn't actually even noticed that. Terrible person. Playing a dino game and not even paying that much attention to the dinosaurs. We'll get there. They are cool. They're badass. I'm not massively keen on this one. I like this one. This guy's my favourite. Yeah, more for sure later. They've said they have... what is it? 22 in beta? Is that right? Or is it 22 in early access? Yeah, look at the name in the corner. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Seeing it's changing. So those ones are the same. This one's different. Tarbosaurus. Oh, right. That's actually different. 22 in early access. Gotcha. So you could technically eke it out into a few different exhibits. 22 to early access. And I think there's 50 confirmed though, isn't there? 50 that they've said they're doing. I wonder if they're counting those in the 22. I don't think they are. When you see the numbers, they're only counting those. They're not counting species variants in the numbers, are they? They're counting. So they're saying 8 animals at the moment. $50 by full release, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting some of the big stuff, really, like the Brontos and whatever, the Brachiosauruses and all that sort of good stuff. The majestic, to recreate the majestic Jurassic Park moments. Alternate species don't factor into their count. Cool, yeah, didn't seem to be the case. Stop doing that. Thought 60 originally, they were cut back to ensure the quality of the dinos. I mean, 60 is pretty. 60 is a pretty good number, especially if they don't. Especially if they're, you know, tone like skin tones have got variants, and then they've got these species variants as well. I think that's pretty impressive. I think for something like this as well, it's always worth remembering that they've got plenty of places they can go in terms of like DLCs and whatever. Like no reason to kind of to give us everything right away. Give us some stuff that you can definitely be working on for DLCs. Well, we'll put some rocks and stuff in here and some bits and pieces. I wonder why that square is so small compared to that one. It makes it really fiddly to get it. That's that one again, isn't it? Let's use that one now. I wonder if we'll ever get flying things, like proper big flying things. PK is going to give us some more choices than we know what to do with, and I like that. Yeah, I agree. Which was honestly a smart move because they can focus on game mechanics, bugs, and textures. Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. I think that I don't know. I'd be interested to know that sort of thing, whether more people play. I mean, this isn't ultimately going to be a management game, is it? I don't know. Maybe you'd argue it would attract people that are just into the management side of things as well as the creative thing. Well, let's just grab a couple of little chunks of that. This is a bit lush, but hey ho. It's getting a bit much. I know they mentioned swimming reptiles for the future updates and flying animals down the road. Yeah, I hadn't seen anything on flying. I've seen them talk about. Well, I've seen them get asked numerous times about aquatics. Oh, what's my thing gone? There it is. I mean, the trouble with doing flying things is how do you keep it in a? How do you keep it like in an area though? Like what? How do you contain something that's a flying animal, a flying dinosaur in a park? Do 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 do. Bit of trees and stuff. I guess we might as well. Stuff and things. Six-person team. They have done a brilliant job. Have they? It's incredible, isn't it? Incredible. Incredibly done. I don't want that as too much. Management. Ugh. Planet Zoo. I'm always going broke. My animals are always dying. Yeah, but I meant like a pterodactyl, dude, or pterodon or something, like a huge, great big. How do you manage that? I get the like small aviary stuff. I don't know what JWE's got in terms of those things. I know they've got aviaries. That always makes me wonder about why we never got that in, why we've never had that in Planet Zoo. Because I'm like, I think that was last year. That Frontier did it in Jurassic World. I might be wrong. I don't think it was that long ago where they released that feature into Jurassic World. I think it was a DLC, and maybe they were worried that people would think that was all we were going to get. But to not have, I mean, because these guys are like, this is the thing. This is the flight in these. So there's no AI. It just paths along. It just flies along a path. The Microraptors follow a path and just fly along it. And like, is anyone bothered about that? Not really at this stage. I think most people would be pretty okay with that. Is there any like, maybe we want like a big monolith or something in there? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe we will. Was Return to Jurassic Park. Is that what it was called? That's pretty unsubtle, isn't it? Return to Jurassic Park. We've not sold enough copies. Return. I mean, you could carry on adding stuff into these sorts of things forever. I don't know. That'll do. That'll do. Right, we'll tidy up this edge a little bit. I'm still not used to the keys because my fingers are not naturally there still. If you notice me looking down at the keyboard all the time, it's for exactly that reason. I think it's my finger automatically is over the Control X key all the time. And then I'm like, no, Control V. Right, so that's the thing. That looks pretty, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that as a start. Oh god, let's get rid of this horrible path. We don't need this path at all. We're not. Oh my god, is that all one? Oh. Everything is in one group again. 222 pieces. Is that all it was? I felt like more than that. Everything is one group. I'm terrible, and I haven't got the option to ungroup them. It's terrifying. I've got like 6 groups in the whole zoo. Look, all of this is one. Oh my days! Looks my little canopied walkway isn't. Right, I'm gonna have to get a drink, guys, because I'm dying of thirst, and I've been talking for 2.5 hours. But I will be back. I'll leave you on the game just like that. So give me a minute. I'll be back in a sec. Right, so I'm back. I just had a cheeky chocolate digestive as well to keep myself going. We've got a floating thing that I forgot about. Right, so that was a moment. That was a moment where my finger hovered over the delete key for a second. Because I was looking up there and not down here. And I very nearly did it. Let's just double check. I feel like something else disappeared that I didn't want there. Or maybe it was just a shadow. I have a face! I have a face! I've got a very real face! Hey, just go on. How you doing, dude? Are you in on this action? I can't remember if you're in on this action or not. I don't know if I've seen... I think I saw you tweeting about moving your computer around or something the other day, but I haven't seen you playing this yet. Being able to delete the microraptor cage and replacing it with your own design is brilliant. Yes, very much agree. Very much agree. Oh, Goron. So, if you guys in the chat don't know Just Goron, Just Goron is a another PZ creator. Lots of amazing creations. He has sort of specialised himself into putting amazing things on the workshop, signs and stuff. So you might like this. I think Drew and Savannah are now all over this, but this game at the moment in alpha lets you resize anything to an infinitesimally small size. So I made this cylinder out of wall pieces. That's not actually even wall pieces. That's so I can continue to make that smaller and smaller and smaller, and basically can make my own pixels and then create stuff out of pixels. We think it's going to be probably patched out at some point, but yeah, thought you might be interested. You might be interested in that if you ever get, if you do play. Change my name to MJ Music Channel. Cool, brilliant. You need to be careful about doing that sort of thing in someone's YouTube chat, because that is basically you just promoting your own channel, and anybody, and usually those sorts of things, especially a name with music channel or something like that, will pretty much quickly get you removed from people's comment section, because they'll look at it and go, that looks like spam, because there's loads of spam bots from things that are like music channels. So just a warning. You did, yes, I saw that. Yeah, you did. Haven't got the alpha. Fair dues. It's really expensive, isn't it? No, it's not. It's not intent. We made something yesterday, which it was so tiny. I mean, I'll show you. I'll show you very briefly how this works. So we'll do it on something big so you can see it working. But everything has a limit to the amount that you can scale it. So that's as big as that. That's as small as that can get. That's as big as that can get, and it stops there. But if I duplicate it and I put if I duplicate it and I put down a second one, it now thinks those two objects are a new object, and so it reapplies the resize rule to it, and so I can again reduce them in size. And yesterday we made, I'm not going to carry on doing this because I'll get myself in trouble. In fact, we haven't done it with a rock. Should we do it with a rock? Maybe we'll get to that stage in the stream where I need to do some silliness. So we did this for a while yesterday. Behold the monolith. Here it comes. Bigger. And then Duplicate. Bigger. Boom, boom. Oh no. What have we done? Yesterday we did a tree, yes. Save first. I have saved. I think I saved. I did save, didn't I? Don't break a game again. So I stopped there. No, we never know when to stop. We never know when to stop. We must continue. And it actually goes outside the bounds of the map. Yeah, exactly. If you need a really, really big rock, or you need something to do brain surgery with, because you can go the opposite way. And now meteors. Yeah, it could do that, couldn't we? It's clearly going to get patched, because I can basically block out the sun with this. Pretty much did it yesterday. Oh. I mean, I could make. Maybe I should make a mountain. Maybe I should make a mountain with this. Put it in a video. Everyone will be like, "What? How did you do it?" And it's just one rock. It's just one giant rock. I think we could probably even go. Oh no, I can't. Oh, I did that yesterday, didn't I? I can't select it. It's outside the bounds of the map. It's suddenly got a little dark in it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop now. I'll load my game. Load back in. I am. Oh. I don't know. Do you know what? They have quite a few times said. Yeah, look, my game's gonna crash. They have quite a few times said that they're quite open to like not have any restrictions and just let people do whatever they want to do. So let's go back there for a second. So I'm gonna have to crash this out. This is what we had yesterday, which is fair enough. It should crash in that instance. Hopefully we don't get endless crashes. It was kind of cool, wasn't it? I think I'm actually going to make some cliffs. Because, oh, you know what? I could make a crater, couldn't I? Should we do that? Let's do that actually in the map. Make it like it's got a big cut. We're in like a crater. Yeah, it's stuck. Oops. This is my way of getting the stream finished. Of ending the stream. I'm loading back in, guys. It'll take a second. But yeah, we could make it so it's like a big... Almost like it's in a crater. I haven't seen anyone else has realised this yet. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've not seen anything in the Discord that looks like that. I know of a bug in Planet Zoo that can instantly crash your game, but it's tied to an exploit I use all the time, so I don't report it because I don't want it to get fixed. Oh, you'll have to tell me that. DM me that. DM me that on the sly. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Interesting. I've got my chat has updated over there and not over here. Weird. That's so weird. Why has that happened? Oh, there it is. Honestly, I hope they don't patch some of the resizing. If it don't break the game, I say keep it. Well, yeah, but we just saw it break the game, so... Shall we make... Let's take a bit of a diversion then. Let's actually... So I could make it outside the bounds as well, couldn't I? It's the infinitely short barrier panel thing that I have a tutorial on. If you make a barrier support short and add an anti... Oh, right. Oh, don't think I've seen that one, dude. I don't think I've seen that one. Tiny rocks. Yeah, with the sun has returned. Yeah, I think word will get around soon. I'm probably now under the pump to make a video on it before one of them does. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I probably won't bother, to be honest. I would quite like to make some cliffs though. Yeah, because it was quite funny because I saw Drew yesterday, I think on his habitat speed build, he made a mountain. I was like, pretty sure you could do that with one rock, dude. Like 1 or 2 rocks grouped together would have done that whole mountain. And they actually look pretty decent. Like big size, they look pretty decent. Keep the scale of that object. This doesn't always seem to work, this keep scale thing. I think it's a bit buggy at the moment. See, that should be as big as I can get it. It's not. Okay, so let's group them together. Yeah, exactly. Up close, it will look a bit too, but they don't texture badly though. Look, I mean, we should see. I don't think they do too badly at scale. Let's just do, and they don't Z-fight these either, which is pretty amazing. But they. Oh, I kind of feel like I could make some sort of sculptural thing as well with this. So is that one group now? Or is it 2 groups? Multiple modular groups. In fact, let's not do that. Let's just do this. So if you stretch it out of proportion, it does look like a little face, didn't it? If you stretch it out of proportion, it definitely doesn't look great. But I would say that's actually pretty... I would say that's actually pretty good. Up close. I wouldn't say that's any worse than the small one was. Needs to be a flatter top, doesn't it? It's definitely not working properly, that button. It's supposed to remember the fact that I've scaled this and keep the object scale. Or is it the other way around, that having it... No, it is that way around. Sometimes it seems to... I can't work out... Sometimes it seems to work, and then other times it doesn't. Like it's keeping the same scale for the piece that I used. But not the other way around. Actually, maybe this would be better if I spin this round. Let's spin it over the other way. It's definitely not... It's definitely not advisable to have multiple groups going on at the same time. Oh. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Night, Christine. Have a good one. Have a great rest of your stream. Thank you very much. So I don't think there'll be a stream tomorrow, but we'll be... keep your eyes on the Discord for the schedule. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not going to make a massive area on this map anyway, so let's do this. Just hide the rest of it away. So I could always go back in and blend that as well. Because it is a little, you can see it's a little bit of a repetition, but it's not really too bad. That looks cool, man. Yeah, boy. That's cool. I like it. Give us some waterfalls and we'll be Gucci. Be golden. Oh, let's not do that. Right. Okay. That's good for now. I think that's kind of does something. Yeah, I don't know if doesn't feel like it's got any. So it definitely does a thing where as you move away, it's changing the texture a little bit. It's loading the higher res version in as I get closer to it. But yeah, definitely great ways to make some canyons. I mean, I quite like the idea of just making some maps in this game because it's so fun just to make, like, the pain in the LODs. Yeah, I don't know what it stands for, but yeah, it's so fun just to make, terrain and stuff, and it's so easy. Like, look how quickly we did that. And the other thing as well, don't forget, that's so cool. If I decided I wanted to change all of it. Oh, I can't, no. Can I change the texture on a rock? I can. Oh, man, this game is so good. So if I decided I wanted to change all of that to a different shade, I can do it on the fly. Can I select the whole... No, it's because they're separate groups, but it would be pretty easy to have... If I decide I don't want it all to be dark anymore, just to select it all and switch the texture. Oh, it doesn't look like you get the texture option outside of a group. Okay, well, that's fair enough. There's a little bit of jitter in there, but apart from that, that's the only bit I'm seeing. Not sure why that is. Yeah, cool. Right, back to the micro detail then. Back down here to the micro details. I'm not really sure about my custom wall massively. Level of detail. Duh, duh, duh. That's so obvious, isn't it? Thank Christ you're here. Anyone would think I didn't work in the tech industry. Christ alive. What do we want to do next? I don't want to get into something too massive next, but I need to decide what I'm doing with this path as well. Let's do a save. I can't remember if I just did a save, or maybe I just did, but never mind. Maybe we'll do some steps. See if we can do a little set of steps here on this little terrain change. What do we want to make our steps out of? I guess we could use that probably. Interesting. Why are you so small? Right, am I out of the group? It's important that I'm out of the group. I'm not making another group. Yeah, this will do. This will do. Let's reset that. This will do. I didn't want to do that. Yeah, the two absolute musts at the moment are the undo. I'm not that bothered about. Oh, I guess you probably want to have a redo, but it's less important. And the being able to move the camera, rotate the camera whilst you're in build mode. Not being able to do that at the moment is a pain. So if I wanted to rotate, I can't. It's simple, really simple thing, but they've assigned them the same button. Do you know what is so cool about this as well? Because of that whole thing that the guests traverse over objects, I'm thinking to myself, I've got my PZ brain on here, and I'm thinking I need to be really careful how I do this because I don't want loads of their ankles disappearing. That isn't going to happen in this game. They don't do that. They'll just walk over the top of it. Which is so cool. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool feature. Again, we're not sure if it stays in forever. Or whether they have to take it out. But yeah, the fact that what's interesting is about it is that they kept it fair. They haven't really, you know, they showed a screenshot of the dinosaurs being able to traverse over stuff, and when I saw that screenshot, I was like, well, yeah, of course they can. Otherwise, it'd be pretty crap, right? You couldn't have a floor. It's less than being able to walk up and down and climb over things, but you couldn't have a floor if they can't traverse stuff. But they didn't really talk about the fact that the guests were going to do it as well. So I haven't got a part. So how this works? I mean, we could do it. Let's do it. We haven't actually tested this for a while. Save it again. I'll let the zombie horde in. Yeah, I could see that being taken out during optimization. So if we go and connect the path, but you can by default add a 2 meter path in width. Let's press C. So I don't really want them. So what they're going to do here, I think how this works is they basically just look for anything they can traverse. So they'll start walking up onto the rocks in a minute. If I don't have them anywhere to go, they can't traverse this because this is just terrain. And I'm not going to do this eventually, but we'll bring this path down. In fact, can we make it less hideous? Not really. Let's use the stone. That's probably the best. Don't leave. We've got things to show you. Right. So I'll bring it up to here, just for testing sake, and then I'll attach it down here. We've definitely got some issues with terrain, like path texture glitches. Invalid placement. Oh, okay, right. You can't place it down a slope at the moment. Brainstorm. Okay, here we go. Wouldn't it be cool if dinosaurs... Wouldn't it be cool if dinosaurs, when escaped... Say that again. Could crash through buildings. What, like destructible buildings and stuff? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So they're slowly working it out. They're slowly working it out, and then he finds the way. Nature finds a way. Come on, peeps. You can do it. Get a little bit further. Nature finds a way. Eventually they'll find their way across that traversable area. She's nervous though. She's Nancy nervous. Here we go, sweatshirt guy. He's the brave one. Have they changed these? I don't remember seeing the t-shirts. I just remember their brain like heads. Their hair made out of rope. I think they're planning that. I can see them doing it in the pre-made structure, but I wonder how they deal with custom builds. Well, they're supposed to be able to break through fences. Yeah, definitely. We've seen that. All right, let's accelerate this. I'm curious to see what happens when they get to this. In theory, they'll be able to walk everywhere here. There's no path anywhere over this. To be honest, I'm not really that bothered about the guests at all because they're never going to get any better in alpha. So I'm just going to let them do a thing. And the trouble is we have in alpha is that you've got no way of controlling the numbers and they just seem to multiply. So you just get hundreds of the buggers all weirding along here. Yeah, I don't think it would be possible with custom structures. They don't seem to want to get past that point, do they, yet? I wonder if it's because I've got this little bit of terrain dip. But yeah, you can see them walking up and down the steps, no problem. No, no disappearing ankle there. They're walking over the top of it. Okay, so let's take this bit of path away a second. Just see if I can just smooth that terrain out a bit. Might just be that. It didn't like it initially when I put it down, so. So turn that right down. Just do that. I'll take that bit of path away. Wasn't that? Was it? Was that one? Cobblestones. Right. Let's see how they do now. The guests are cavemen at the moment. Yeah. I mean, to an extent, the dinosaurs are pretty basic as well. There's no real. If you sit and watch one of the dinosaurs for a while, they just do a pretty dumb kind of like walk along, stop, turn around. Oh, you know what it is? I just realised what it is. I think I have to give them a reason. I think this is what it is. Let's see. Let's see if that gets them down. They've got nowhere to get to at the moment. I think this will work. They're coming further down now, aren't they? Come on, nervous Nelly. Come down here. Check out the things we've got for you. There's an information centre. This definitely works because I did this when I made the bridge the other day. You missed half an hour. We did a big thing here and we made a big rock thing back there, which took us absolutely ages. No, it didn't. It took us like 5 minutes. And we're currently playing around with seeing how the dudes get on. I don't understand why they are not at least walking down to the end of the path. No, I think there's something that it doesn't like there. Oh, they seem like they're getting a bit further. We could try start again. That one guy came pretty far down, then turned around again. Yeah, we used the trick of making things bigger, making things bigger and bigger. So there's not that many pieces in that. It's like a lot less pieces than you might think. There's probably like 20 rocks in that. That's probably all it is. Tell you what, we'll try a load, because sometimes they'll all go back to the gate again. Yeah, the dinos just walk around and sleep and roar. They do roar. They do make noises. I mean, the T-Rex, the T-Rex is pretty cool and they do a little bit of running and stuff. But I think they said, I think I remember Mal saying something like, if you don't feed them, if welfare is low, that they potentially will break out. That's their plan. Oh, we got another crash again, I think. Yeah, they will though. They will. That's the plan. Looks like another crash, doesn't it? Eating and drinking will be added to alpha. Oh, is that right? Is that right? I didn't realise they were doing that. I didn't realise they were planning to improve the AI at all. I didn't realise they were actually really planning anything particularly major for alpha. We've definitely crashed again. Which is weird because I wasn't doing anything crazy. But we'll do a bit more. We'll maybe do like another half hour or something. The devs have confirmed that. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. I don't know why it goes through this bit where it's... Yeah, the game doesn't pop up straight away. I don't understand why. Yeah, I don't think they'll... Oh, no, I do... Actually, now you say that, I do vaguely remember someone saying something about improving the AI in alpha. Right, let's see how they do this time. See you, Wes! Have a good one, dude. Enjoy the rest of your day. Come on, peeps. Let's be having ya. You know what would be handy as well? Would be able to get rid of this. So this whole camera thing is really cool. I wish there was a button to hide the camera. Oh, this screenshot mode. Because actually this would be really handy for recording. There will be some minor additions, quality of life improvements such as that, but mostly just bug fixing. Yeah. I wonder if we get undo. They don't like it, do they? Look at sweatshirt guy. Sweatshirt guy's going. He's like, no, I can't handle those steps. Press T. Look at that jumper. You do realise you're in a tropical climate, my friend, don't you? You've got an undershirt, a jumper, and jeans on. Where do you think you are? Come on, someone can do it. Someone can make it. You must get there. Well, we could go crazy and put a dinosaur in. Shall we go crazy and put a dinosaur in? Seeing as we've got an Edmontosaurus variant, let's put this guy in. He looks pretty badass. We'll give him a. How much have I got? 17. How many is that? 17. Are they bajillions? I don't know. What's this number? What's this number down here? Quintillion, million, bajillions? lots anyway. They all go to the same barber. Yeah, they do. They're all got the same. They go in with the same picture of a pasty and a bag of ropes, and they're like, "I actually want this one. This is my favorite haircut." And he's like, "Actually, you know what? That's my speciality. I do." Is it supposed to be brains? I can't work out if it's supposed to be brains. It's not supposed to be brains, is it? It's supposed to be hair. It just looks awful. It's like a little hat. I think it's because they've got an undercut with it as well. Like a number one. I wanted a number one, and then all the rest of it, if you could make it look like my head, the top of my head's been taken off. Please, Mr. Barber. I didn't actually release them, did I? I'll just take you down here. Oh, he's a runner. Come on. It's just a short haircut. It's a terrible haircut. Oh, these are cool. I've not seen these before. A shit haircut. Oh, I shouldn't probably have done. I generally try not to. But we'll let this shit go. I try not to swear too much on the YouTubes. They're not coming down, are they? I don't know why. They will not have it. Nathan has mentioned how much they all dislike. So I think it'll probably be changed at some point. The hair. No, don't worry, that's not your fault at all. They won't come down, will they? Yeah, it's not a biggie, dude. I just have a bit of a. I've generally always kept a bit of a rule on the YouTube that I don't, because we've got some quite young people in the community, but it's not a biggie. Oh, is he going in the water? That's pretty cool. They don't like displace the water yet. I think these are my faves so far. Bit like a. Oh. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's causing that. I don't know what's causing that. Let's run it a bit further and see if we can get it to go further. Let's just run it all the way over here. Yeah, it's just I mean, I think part of it, to be honest, is that I swear quite a lot anyway, and it's always just a good habit for me to not on here, but it's definitely got a bit more laxed on my Twitch. But yeah, not a biggie. No bother. Maybe they need somewhere to go. Maybe that's what it is. They don't have a destination. Yeah, the dino's like, come check out the path. Look at it. I thought maybe having them down there would pull the guests down, but I don't know. It feels like there's just some little. Oh, is that further? Are you? Oh. Something they don't seem to like in that exact same spot. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm going to take this bit of path away, put it back in again. same. I think they just broke. They're not climbing the rocks, which is a good thing. I've seen them climbing the rocks earlier. I just seem to get to there. Oh, 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 that seems further. Yeah, they're doing it now. Strange. Interesting. So once onto the... Oh, that's so weird. I wonder where you're going to go. Let's get rid of that now. And this. Now they're on there. They can just mill about and do their own thing. So when I made the bridges, I made some bridges yesterday, and I basically just cut a big hole in the terrain. I'm using my hands and you can't see my hands. I cut a big hole in the terrain, and I made a bridge, and I just put a bridge over the top of it, and I put a piece of path at each end, and they just traversed over the top of it, no problem. I think they need... Oh, hello. They're going... So they're just walking through that barrier, though, at the moment. Is that because there's concrete on the other side? Yeah. That's fine. That's expected. What the hell are you doing? I want a tea. You've placed tea right here, but you haven't let us get to tea. Anyway, I think we're probably... my brain's starting to rot now and I'm talking gibberish. So I think we might be coming to the end. Is it a bit hard to figure out how the guest AI functions at the minute? It can be a bit finicky. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of not even bothered. I might even not bother having a minute and just leave them all sat at the gate, because they all reset back to the gate at the start. So if I just get rid of that bit of path right at the front, because they're so weird looking anyway, aren't they, and so derpy that they don't really add anything. This guy looks epic though, I have to say. This is the best one I've seen yet. Look at the textures on this guy. You can actually see each individual little imperfection. That's so cool. Right, yeah, so I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. I'm a bit beat now, but we've definitely done some cool things. We've discovered some new things. We made a new rock. We did a little flower bed. We did a flower bed, literally. That's kind of what we've done. So yeah, I probably will be streaming this at some point next week. I can absolutely assume I'll be streaming this at some point next week. Exactly what day that's going to be, I'm not sure. And there will be a speed build coming up for this on the channel, probably before the next live stream for it. Anyway, but yeah, best way to keep track of what I'm doing schedule wise and stuff is to join the Discord, !Discord, or follow me on Twitter. I don't tend to say beforehand when I'm going live on Twitter. I pretty much just say as I'm going live. Hello, Alexandra. Unfortunately, you are literally coming in just as I'm about to end the stream. But apologies for that. But you can scoot back in the stream. You can go all the way back if you want to. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, thanks for all the likes and stuff, peeps. Very much appreciate it. If you're watching this after the fact, do appreciate it. And yeah, we'll do more on this. Oof. Catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Is my camera working up there? It is working up there. See you later. That's not the right camera.